everyone. This is Maria Shell, and it is time for Witchy Wednesdays at 1. Yay! Happy July 5th to everyone out there. I hope that for this Independence Day, you had a chance to celebrate a little of your own personal freedom, doing whatever it is that you love the most. And I'm excited to have you back here this week. With me is the beautiful Jacquie Metzger, and she is going to be telling us all about herself. But first, let me welcome you to this live podcast. We are on here each week talking about magic and all the tips and tricks that you can use to better your life and your connection with Source. We are also on the YouTube channel. So if you are watching this video on YouTube, smash that like button, comment or any questions or comments that you have underneath, and also subscribe, because that will allow us the opportunity to continue doing these broadcasts. If you are joining us live from Facebook, hello, my community. I love you so much. And I will try my best at the end of the interview to respond to any comments or questions. But meanwhile, I'd like to welcome Jacquie to the program. Thank you so much for agreeing to sit with me on Witchy Wednesdays at 1.
Well, thank you for the invitation. I'm really grateful to be here.
Yeah, you're welcome. So, why don't you start us a little at the beginning? Tell us who you are, where you're from, and how you found your feet on a path of magic or spirituality.
Well, my name is Jacquie Metzger, like you said, and I currently live in Delaware, and I will be moving to Nebraska next month.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a big change.
It's a big change. Yeah. So I am leaping out in faith and trusting the divine and see where I will land, and inviting in the supportive community there. I have a very supportive community here. So,
oh, good.
Yeah.
Another big shift. So luckily we're able to create these intentional communities in an online space as well, which I realize is a different dynamic, but still no less powerful if we allow it to be, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I think without the internet, I would feel way more lost, releasing, as we do, our in-person community is really powerful and loving and supportive here. And I'm so grateful, and I'm trusting that I'll take that energy to Nebraska, and see what happens. We will be moving onto a farm, so that's opening up some literal space.
Yes. So. And giving you an opportunity to really ground and become more aligned with the cycles of nature, right? When you're living in that environment, I think. Yeah.
So it's an adventure.
Yes, absolutely. I wish you all the best with that.
Thank you.
Moving is always a challenge, whether it's across town or across the country, right? So
yeah. And my husband is retired Air Force, and so we have moved all over the world. But this is the first time we've moved ourselves, and it's just interesting. And lots of growth happening right now.
Yeah, well, good for you guys. New opportunity at the perfect time of the year, really. So
yeah.
So tell everybody how it is you found your feet on this path.
It's interesting. I'm so glad that you provided some potential questions, and that helps me reflect and to just go deeper with it into myself. And looking back, I'm grateful that my parents encouraged me to connect to the divine. I grew up receiving hands-on healing and just being encouraged to pray, to have that quiet time, and to listen to spirit. So I feel like it's always been a part of my life, not in the way it is now. And it has evolved and grown and changed over the years, as it should.
Sure.
And then I can think of some pivotal moments. In 2010, I was diagnosed with cancer, and anytime that major shift, you change your life.
Yeah.
And so that got me deeper into meditation. And then I don't even remember what year it was. maybe 2017, around there, I was diagnosed with Lyme disease. I'd had it for years before. We didn't know what it was. And that was, I feel like that was the absolute pivotal moment for me. Lyme disease shows up differently for everyone. And it was one of the most challenging times of my life in every possible way. And just reaching out to the divine and saying, either fix me or take me.
Right. Yeah.
And
yeah, I think it is, unfortunately, as human beings, we're kind of just rolling along until we have some kind of pivotal moment, often that has to do with our own mortality, right? That causes us to deeply seek that connection and the answers that really, as we delve more into this alternative sort of spirituality, we realize is within us. And that changes the game a little bit, because we're not, although we still like hold our fist up and scream at the sky sometimes,
yeah,
we also become more aware of our own power to affect and co-create our health, our prosperity, our whether we are expanding or contracting, right? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so since 2017 and the diagnosis, and I'm assuming a return to full health, what have you been up to?
And that's like you talked about. I mean, I feel like, because I would ask spirit, like, why am I experiencing all of this? And it would always come back is like, you weren't listening. It's like the divine speaks to us in so many different ways and shows us so many signs. But like you said, unless our health is in jeopardy, that is like the loudest they can get for us. And so, but then I just started exploring traditional energy healing, if we want to call it, I don't know, traditional, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
And so Reiki and angel healing and cards and crystals, and just, I really was like, I will do anything right now to help heal my body. And then, and I love it all. And then I found sound healing, and that was a total game changer for me. That was like so magical, the way my body responded to that more than anything else.
Yeah. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about sound healing for those who may not be familiar with that practice, and how it can benefit you both physically as well as mentally, emotionally, spiritually, the whole body, right?
Absolutely. It's, in my experience, and with me especially, it reaches every single part of us, and it's universal. And I feel like no matter what your belief system is, it's music, it's sound. We don't have to speak the same language. We don't have to touch. It just is in the vibration and the intention of the session. And so, all of these different beautiful healing instruments connect to our bodies in different ways, taking us to that altered state of consciousness, where that in-between state of deep healing, remembering, and growth. And thankfully, it's getting more popular, so a lot more research is going into it.
Right.
And it's being compared, there's doing some research comparing it to the effects of plant medicine and how it can take us to other realms, and that deeper healing and knowing it does a similar thing to our brain with sound healing, with that intention as well. So it can also be another, it can enhance plant medicine, and it can be an alternative if someone's not comfortable with that yet.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think just to put it in kind of a scenario that people will be able to understand, frequently we will hear a song from our past, right? And immediately you can see in your mind's eye what was happening for you in that moment in time, whatever memory is associated with that song, whatever you were feeling then. You might even smell again, the scents that were present in that environment. It is very I don't know, transcendent in that way that it propels you out of linear time and space to this larger place where all of the senses are engaged. And sound healing works very much in the same way. It opens you up to more imaginative mind play, I think, and also to different times and spaces that our logical conscious mind doesn't even think to go to, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So tell me how you are utilizing the sound healing both for yourself and others these days.
Well, of course, the amazing benefit of any type of energy healing, sound healing is also energy healing, of course, everything is energy, but it's a mutually beneficial experience. You know, I am an energy healer, so I do open myself up to be a channel in whatever way the divine wishes to utilize me.
Right.
And then playing the instruments, I'm also receiving that vibration. I'm just not going to that altered state of consciousness as much because I'm, facilitating.
Yes.
So I'm being led and guided. And so while I'm receiving it and sharing it, but also something that I really love about sound healing, we think of the traditional, like the crystal bowls, Tibetan bowls, chimes, and things like that, the drum, the flute, all these, but it's also, you can do your own sound healing with your voice.
Indeed.
Which, your voice is your most powerful instrument.
Yes.
I mean, like, that can really take you to different dimensions, humming and toning and chanting, and it's all with that intention. And it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
We respond so much faster and deeper to each other's voices in that way than any other physical instrument.
Right.
So
yeah, well, we are incanting when we use our voice to create vibration into the universe. And more so than any other vibrational tool, we can place conscious intention behind that incantation to allow us to work with all of the energies of the various tools we have at our disposal in a very laser-like targeted fashion to produce our desired goal or healing that we are seeking, right? And for anyone who has not had, of course, there are a million sound videos available on the internet and on YouTube. But for anyone who has never had a personal sound healing experience, I highly recommend it, because when you are in session in that sort of environment, the physical vibration within the body that is created by the instruments or tools at play is a whole nother level, sort of unlocking some of those keys or stress points in the physical body that have been created by being out of alignment with our inner body, right? So yeah, anybody who hasn't sat a sound healing session, go do that.
Yeah, and like if they're not aware of this, like search for sound baths. That's what they're usually called, and you're being bathed in sound. And it is, for most people, it is deeply relaxing and opening and healing. For some people, it's energizing. So it's interesting to see how everyone responds differently. And there may be points where it might feel a little uncomfortable, but that's a beautiful place to go deeper and, just explore, like, what is that about? And like you mentioned too, there's one-to-one sessions, there's group sessions, and however, it's different energy for all of them, and they're all incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, and actually I have both responses to sound medicine. In a group setting, it energizes me because dance is one of my forms of tribute, right? And so once the drums start, my body automatically wants to move and dance and be around the fire. But in a one-on-one setting, I also find it deeply relaxing to let go of the desire to do anything, but to be in the vibration of the present moment, right? And so it again is very much about setting and intention, what you can manifest when you work with these wonderful tools and sounds.
Yeah.
Unlocking the throat chakra through music, through mantra, through humming, through chanting, is another way that you can begin to broaden that column of ascension, and get higher, more highly aligned with source energy, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's, and in every culture, it's interesting, you know, when we look back to, we've all come from some culture,
Right.
and they all incorporated sound. They all incorporated music. And the vision that I have of that always is singing and dancing around a fire and having whatever instruments, drums, rattles, flutes, whatever it may be,
Yeah.
and just coming together and not worrying about, does this sound good, or does this, like, I think I find the hesitation sometimes with people as they say, oh, well, I'm not a musician, or I don't have a good voice, or it's like, well, let that all go. We're not even, it's that vibration and energy, which we all have.
Yes.
So we need it. We need more of us to tap into that energy and using our bodies and our voices and whatever instruments call to us to rise us all.
Yes, absolutely. I I very much find, especially in a group setting, that it is just the opposite of like an ego space where you're worried about, like, are you the coolest drummer? Although I know those people too. But once the vibration of that communal rhythm begins, it pulls you up into a level where you are creating an offering to the divine, for enlightenment or healing or assistance in matters that we may feel are beyond our human control, right? Our need for control often is so deeply ingrained in us that when we find ourselves in that space of freedom and flow and vibration, it can be super healing and transformative, and allow you to step out of that ego space, which is like always whispering in your ear, demanding some sort of external feedback, for all that to just wash away and just be in the sound and the rhythm and the collective consciousness that's being created in that moment.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And it take you to that bliss state,
Yes.
you know, and just being, and to me that translates into just this unconditional love that you just create this beautiful bubble.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And it's pretty magical.
It is indeed. It
Yeah.
is indeed. So tell me, I know that you work one-on-one and in groups, a little bit more about your business and what that looks like. You're doing online and in-person sessions.
Yeah. So thankfully with technology and the energy has no limits, then we're able to I do everything that I do in person, I can do online as well. Of course, it's just different, and it's really dependent upon what you're looking for and how you want to receive. So I do one-to-one sessions, and I also the group sessions. So I'll do group sound baths or just different group healing work or holding different containers depending on how I'm guided.
Right.
I founded the Intuitive Sound Healing Academy this year. So I've been training people in intuitive sound healing. So just, talking about the science of it and the practicality part of it, the more clinical, and then also over in the metaphysical side and bringing in the elements, energy of the elements and colors, and everything has frequency and vibration. So tying them to different instruments in our voices. And I also teach Reiki and I teach integrative energy therapy, and I just love all of it. And so it's whoever wishes to receive through me, I am grateful and trusting that it's all unfolding as it's meant to.
Intuitive Sound Healing Academy. I wanted to get that out there one more time. So who inspires you? What kind of social or mentorship or training or opportunities for growth excite you right now?
I like that you bring that up because I feel like it's really important to always have a human mentor or someone that you are, and of course, different factors come into place, and there's breaks in between and things like that. But for me, after having not a great experience, I've been very intentional with who I choose to work with, and just allowing myself to really be intuitively guided that way. So I have several people that I've worked with over the years. And then when our official time is done, I'll still follow them and still participate in things, because most all of us offer different tiers of opportunities to work with us, anywhere from free group experiences to higher end one-to-one or mastermind groups, different things like that. So I am in and out of different programs as I feel guided to and as I'm able to. But I feel like it's really important that we work with people who have human mentors as well. Of course, the divine mentors us.
Yes.
Of course, absolutely. We all have spiritual teachers and guides. And as humans, we need each other. Yes. And we heal, we open, ignite things in each other. And so I'm kind of on a soapbox because of previous experiences.
No, please, I fully agree. For me, because I have been in practice since 1989, it's all of those things in addition to needing to keep things new and fresh and to be getting a perspective that is not part of my day-to-day purview, right? I've got a lot of touches out there in community, but social media algorithm is a perfect example of why, no matter how many connections you may have, you're still kind of in your own bubble, right? And you only see pieces of all of those things at any one time. So selecting someone whose energy and focus is on training you and on you being in the student role, especially when you spend so much time in leadership, is vital to continued growth and expansion and a certain amount of humility.
Yes. Yeah.
To realize that you're just one tiny drop in an ocean full of possibility for source to offer their gifts, right?
100%. Yeah. And I think like you said, it's so important to be a leader and a student, a teacher and a student, an educator. We're always flowing between those. And because I feel if we're only communing with spirit, we can get pretty high on ourselves, and that's serving no one.
Yes. Yeah. I think probably anyone who's spent some time in this alternative space has seen that happen.
Mhm. Yeah.
And honestly, the science of magic works regardless of your intention.
Mhm.
So, you know, um, I'm always gonna place my feet on the side of love, and we'll just see what happens. Grace and gratitude, right?
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
and believe that, karma is a real thing, and whatever I put out there is already on its way back to me. So
Yes.
to
I mean,
me
that's
in a
just
good way.
right. And that's simple cause and effect,
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
like, that's
Yeah.
what
If
we put
you
out.
push a swing and then stand there, it will come back and hit you, right?
Yes,
You
it
have to
will.
move out of the way of the momentum as you become part of the process, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Mm.
So anything big coming up for you? Anything specific you'd like to talk about? Well, your move is the big thing in your life right now, I suppose.
Yeah.
Any upcoming programs or any opportunities to work with you that you can share with us?
Right now, because I am in the middle of a move, I'm focusing on my in-person community, and I'm in the middle of a group program right now. So in September, I hope to open up my academy again and do another one of, like, I have a couple of things that will be opening up in September, October timeframe, with some opportunities to learn and to be a part of groups and whatever I feel guided to by spirit, and whoever wishes to join.
Yeah, that'll be beautiful, both for the people in your new local area who may not have that sort of thing available to them yet, as well as to be able to continue to offer those services online to anyone who wants them, right?
Yeah.
And let's see. Anything in particular you want to let everybody know where they might find more information about you and your work?
I'm on most social media platforms. I'm in the middle of, and I think you're in the middle of this too, or maybe you've already in a transition, changing the name of my company,
Yeah,
changing my
rebranding
logo.
phase. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been big. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still in process, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So right now the name of my company is Empower Your Purpose. That was perfect at the time when it began, and now it has changed. Like, we all evolve and shift and change. And so it will be changing, but really, I mean, you can search me by name, empoweryourpurpose.com. Like, I think the best way, I have a link tree, like all those different things everybody else has.
Yeah, and we're just gonna have you drop those into the comments once this broadcast is available by recording, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think probably we have covered everything. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we wrap it up?
I mean, the only thing that's coming to my mind really is just, if we could all believe and live in that belief that everything we need is already within us. Like, really and truly seek within and allow those who are here to support you and guide you and be your friends, and your community will come. Like, I don't feel like there's anything we have to do per se I don't know, probably not making any sense. Everything you need is already within you, basically.
Yes. Yeah, you don't have to do anything to earn it. It's already there. You
Yes.
just have to wake up and get on board, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time today. Good luck on your big move. When you get your rebranding done and you're ready to launch in September, October, do send us the links and we'll share that out on our social. All right. Give you a nice launch pad for your newest endeavors. In the meantime, many blessings to you. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm
Very
grateful for your
welcome.
space.
Once again, everyone, this is Maria. This is Witchy Wednesdays at 1. I thank you all for being here. Let's see. Oh, next week, I'm going to try to go live from Starwood. They have very, very particular rules about camera in community for obvious reasons. So if I'm able to get a signal out and select a background where I am not going to out anyone in the background of the video, then I may try to come to you. Otherwise, I will probably take next week off from the podcast and rejoin you on the 19th. When my guest is going to be Tina Armour. She is a fairy witch and a lovely divination expert. We're going to talk to her. And in the meantime, continue to feel the freedom that is in the air right now. Go out and do something magical for yourself. Like, comment, subscribe, all the stuff, you know the drill. All right. Until I see you again in the next week or two, this is Maria Schell saying thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, be magical. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.